I warmly welcome you to this lecture of BA third year of 10 English paper 9. So as you know that in previous lectures we completed discussing T.S. Eliot's two poems. First was Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, and the second one was Preludes by the same poet T.S. Eliot. And we have given a lot of time to discussing those poems in detail, and I hope there are no doubts regarding those two completed poems. Now I'm going to begin discussing next topic, and that topic is a play by G.B. Shaw, George Bernard Shaw, and the title of that play is Pygmalion. The name seems to be very strange. I'm going to explain what is behind there, or what is behind the title of the play Pygmalion. Before I proceed, I would like to draw your attention to the literary career of G.B. Shaw. So, as you know that G.B. Shaw was one of the very prominent writers of English literature, and his contribution to English literature was very important. And because of his plays, his name has been taken with due respect, because through his plays he touched upon so many social, political, economic, national, international issues of the contemporary times. So if you go through the play Pygmalion, you will also understand how G.B. Shaw tries to deal with certain social issues of his time. So before I begin discussing G.B. Shaw's play Pygmalion, I would like to deal with his literary career. So you can see details given on the screen. So originally he was not from Great Britain. He was not an Englishman, but later he became an Englishman. So he was from Ireland because he was born in Dublin. It is the capital city of the country, namely Ireland. So he was born in the year 1856 and he died in the year 1950. So this span of 94 years he got, and he contributed extensively in the field of English literature. So though he was born there till 1876, so he stayed in the city of Dublin, and after that he followed his mother and sister, who had already shifted to England at that time, and later he began his literary career as a dramatist. He was not only a man of letters, he was not a literary personality only. So as the details are given on the screen, so he was a music critic. So he was a great expert in the field of music, and he was a supporter of women's rights and women's movements of his time. He was a free thinker. He advocated free thinking, and even he advocated equal income of the people of his time. And he even was of the opinion that private property of the people be abolished. Abolition, निर्मूलन म्हणतो ना आपण, abolition. So he was willing to support the movement of abolishing private property. Okay, and he even wanted to bring forward so many changes in the voting system of England. So basically, England became his country later. Though he was born in Ireland, but he became a British subject later. Subject म्हणजे citizen, नागरिक या अर्थाने. Okay, so and he was very aggressive in case of simplification of English spelling. So he wanted to bring so many changes in the spelling system of English. So he argued why but is but and put is put. But if it is put, it should be put, but. So similar were his claims regarding simplification of English spelling as well as simplification of English pronunciation system. If you remember, while teaching you phonetics in BA first year, at that time I had given an example of GB Shaw, and I had given a word, if you remember it. So, sorry, I'm not able to date properly. Excuse me. So, if you remember, I had given you an example of the word ghoti, and this is the example given actually by GB Shaw. And in BA first year optional English lecture, in the lecture of phonetics, I told you that as per the thinking or claim of GB Shaw, the pronunciation of this word gote is not ghoti, but it is fish. I had given this example because in the word rough, gh is f. In the word women, o is e. Then it has become fi. And in the word nation, ti is sh. Therefore, this goti was considered to be fish. Okay. So basically, with this example, GB Shaw wanted to draw people's attention to the problematic pronunciation system of English language. Okay. So I had given this example, if you remember. So as I told Dev, he advocated simplification of English spelling and pronunciation, but his campaigning for it failed due to the lack of people's support. So he was really versatile personality, and he contributed extensively to many of the fields which I have listed in this context. So let's have a look at the plays written by J.B. Shaw. So deliberately, I have been giving these details to you. Even in the case of T.S. Eliot, I also gave examples of his literary pieces. So have a look at these literary pieces by him. Okay, so there is a great contribution of G.B. Shaw in terms of the plays which he wrote, and most of the plays were very popular because G.B. Shaw understood the nerve of the contemporary period, and he wrote extensively on various issues of his time. So there are issues of war, there are issues of social inequality, then language, pronunciation. Then there is even an issue discussed by him in his play Mrs. Warren's Profession. So he talks about the life of the people, especially women who are working in the field of flesh trade. Okay, so many issues have been dealt with by G.B. Shaw in his plays, and these are only important plays by him. This is not the list of all the plays written by him. So, because of his great contribution, so he got Nobel Prize in Literature in the year 1925. It is given at the bottom. Okay, so I am not going to read each and every title of the play, because by pausing your video, you can take them down. So take this matter seriously, because in your introduction to the question, or in the introduction of your answer, you are going to include some of the important plays by G.B. Shaw. So for that, this is important. So let's talk about the play Pygmalion. So the title of the play Pygmalion, play means natak. Okay. So let me tell you difference between a drama and play. When drama is printed, so when it is in the form of book, it is a drama. Try to understand. And when that drama is staged, when that drama is performed on a stage, at that time that drama becomes play. Play म्हणजे काय? खेळ. मराठीमध्ये खेळ इन द डझंट मीन स्पोर्ट. नाटकाचा पहिला खेळ, दुसरा खेळ या अर्थानं. परफॉर्मन्स. Drama performance is called as a play. Okay, so it's a beautiful play, and most of his plays were staged, and those plays got people's extensive admiration. So he was one of the greatest dramatists of his time, and even of English literature. So let's think about the background to the title. So the play title has been derived from a Greek myth. Myth म्हणजे दंतकथा, mythology. So the play is originally based on Greek myth, and in that myth, what is there? Try to understand. So there was an artist, namely, it is given here. There was an artist namely Pygmalion, and Pygmalion was a sculptor, म्हणजे मूर्तिकार होता तो. And one day, this is Greek myth, ही दंतकथा आहे, मी जी सांगतोय. So Pygmalion was a sculptor, and he used to make beautiful statues. And one day what happened, this Pygmalion created the statue of a very beautiful woman. Okay, so that statue was very, very beautiful, and this beauty completely impressed the artist Pygmalion. स्वतः तयार केलेली मूर्ती आहे कोरलेली, त्या मूर्तीच्या तो प्रेमात पडला. Okay, and that statue was very, very beautiful, and he fell in love with his own sculpture, and later he prayed to goddess Aphrodite, and he requested goddess Aphrodite to pour life into that statue. तो पुतळा जिवंत झाला पाहिजे अशा पद्धतीची विनंती, मागणी, प्रार्थना त्या देवीकडे केलेली Aphrodite. Okay, and goddess Aphrodite brought that statue into life, and the name of the new woman, it is given in the slide. The name of the new woman was Galatea. Okay, so this is the name Galatea. Okay, Galatea कोण आहे? खरं तर ती म्हणजे त्या पुतळ्यापासून जिवंत झालेली म्हणजे ती महिला आहे. Okay, and later, so that sculptor married that lady Galatea. Okay, so this is a Greek myth. So Pygmalion of G.B. Shaw is a modern day retelling of the Greek myth. खरं तर ग्रीक myth जी होती त्या म्हणजे मिथला वेगळ्या पद्धतीनं या ठिकाणी मांडलेलं आहे, बिकॉज द प्ले Pygmalion is the story of transformation, because that lady is G.B. Shaw transforms Galatea from a silent woman to a vibrantly independent woman. So basically it is Professor Higgins in the play. The characters I am going to talk about very short. Okay, very shortly I am going to talk about the characters. So G.B. Shaw's Pygmalion is a modern day retelling of the myth that transforms Galatea from a silent statue to a vibrantly independent woman. खरं तर एखाद्या म्हणजे व्यक्तीच्या बाबतीमध्ये जीवनामध्ये किती मोठ्या प्रकारचा बदल होऊ शकतो. सो इट इज फाउंड इन केस ऑफ Galatea in the play. So actually that character Galatea doesn't occur in the play Pygmalion that you are going to study, but those names are different. Okay, so basically the play Pygmalion is a story of transformation, complete change. How a person completely changes. Not only in terms of pronunciation, फक्त उच्चाराच्या बाबतीत ती एलिझा म्हणजे बदलत नाही. खरं तर एक ओव्हरऑल एक व्यक्ती म्हणून तिच्या आयुष्यामध्ये खऱ्या अर्थाने एक प्रकारची म्हणजे काय इव्होल्युशनच होती. इव्होल्युशन इट्स अ सायलेंट चेंज, स्लो चेंज. तिच्या आयुष्यामध्ये इतकी मोठी म्हणजे काय उत्क्रांती होते की ती म्हणजे अतिशय सामान्य अशा प्रकारची असणारी स्त्री अतिशय असामान्य कर्तृत्वाची आणि असामान्य अशा प्रकारची स्त्री नंतरच्या काळामध्ये बनायला लागते. So it is given in this context that is visible on the screen. So during the discussion of the play, we come across Cockney accent. अमेरिकन ॲक्सेंट वी टॉक अबाउट, ब्रिटिश ॲक्सेंट म्हणजे काय बोलण्याची रीत, बोलण्याची पद्धत, प्रोनाउन्सिएशन स्पेशली. इन द प्ले वी कम अक्रॉस कॉकनी ॲक्सेंट. कोकणी नाही, कोकण नाही, कॉकनी स्पेलिंग इज गिवन. So this Cockney accent is there in the play. Okay, so originally this is a language originally spoken by the people who are living in the eastern area of London city. लंडन शहराच्या पूर्व भागामध्ये ज्या प्रकारची इंग्लिश बोलली जाते तिला कॉकनी इंग्लिश म्हणायची त्या काळात. And basically this Cockney English was the English language which was spoken by working class people. Okay, working class म्हणजे जे अंगमेहनतीचं काम वगैरे करायचे, मोलमजुरी वगैरे करायची अशा प्रकारच्या लोकांकडून बोलली जाणारी म्हणजे काय जी इंग्लिश होती, जे लोक इंग्लंडच्या पूर्व भागामध्ये राहायचे त्या इंग्लिशला म्हणजे कॉकनी ॲक्सेंट म्हणून ओळखलं जायचं. In the play you will come to know about that Cockney accent. Okay, so this is Cockney accent or Cockney English. Okay, so this is quite an important thing that is found in the play. Okay, so this is about the background and this is about the title of the play Pygmalion. Okay, so Pygmalion originally, as I told you, this is very very important. Because you may be asked to write a note on significance of the title Pygmalion, how the title Pygmalion is significant, and while giving details about the significance of that title, so you will be able to write the background of that story, original story, okay, which is from Greek mythology, and how that sculptor Pygmalion fell in love with his own statue and how that statue was brought to life later by goddess Aphrodite. So this is the background, and you should be able to connect this background to the details which are given in the play. So how in the play a woman completely changes from a girl who speaks Cockney English to a very very, you can say, intelligent girl who completely changes during the entire details, entire incidents, entire scenes of the play. So this is something that is very very suggestive. So in this lecture I have talked about a little bit about the background of G.B. Shaw. So originally he was from Ireland and later he became a British subject, and how he contributed extensively to many fields. So how he was free thinker, how he wanted to abolish private property, and how he was an advocate of women's equality and their struggle for emancipation. So these details I have given, and even I have discussed the background to the play, and this background is based on a Greek myth, and how that woman comes to life because of that request made by Pygmalion sculptor to goddess Aphrodite. Okay, so this is sufficient today, and in the following lecture, I would like to talk about characterization from the play Pygmalion. This is immensely interesting play. Okay, so this play is very excellent, and many dialogues from the play are like quotations. And in this context, dramatist talks about certain social problems. Okay, so some people believe that this play is a problem play because it deals with certain social problems of G.B. Shaw's time. Shakespeare also wrote certain problem plays. For example, um, Major for Major is the play. Then another play was Troilus and Cressida. Some of the problem plays Shakespeare wrote. Similarly, J.B. Shaw also wrote problem plays, and it is one of them. Partially, it's a problem play. Okay, so today for in this lecture, this is sufficient, and in the following lecture, I would like to talk about characterization from the play. Till then, thank you very much.